back to the airport. Just said goodbye to the kids, and like Jake, he's mad. I could tell he was mad at me last night, and he's 3.5, so he's just kind of learning how to deal with these emotions. Like, he's mad that I'm leaving. He was just crying. He's like, I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm like, oh, breaks your heart. Brody gave me a kiss, was really nice. So I'm late. It's 7:30. My flight's at 9:55, and I've got a 50-minute drive. We'll make it. But I'm not checking. I'm doing all carry-on. So anyways, I'm going down to, flying to Atlanta, and then going to Gainesville, Georgia. And I'm gonna meet, well, I've met him before, but I'm gonna interview Bob Prechter at the Elliott Wave International offices. It's gonna coincide with the 1987 crash anniversary. 30 years ago, the market crashed. Prechter was pretty instrumental in having some large hitting hedge fund guys short.
We have exceeded the percentage drops that we saw in 1929. Point-wise, this, of course, is a record as well.
I could have guaranteed I was going to get behind a slow bus like this. When you're late, guaranteed. After we're done, we're going to meet up. I'm going to meet up with our friends in just outside of Atlanta. Brian Stanko, known as the Lord of Beauty on on Instagram and YouTube. His wife Brianna does a really popular YouTube channel. They're pretty cool, so I'm going to stay at their place tonight, and I think Brian and I are going to go out and cause some trouble tonight a little bit. We made it. 8:34. I should be fine. I have an hour 10. I'm like early. For when I forget where I parked, 209. I need to log in and not do the Wednesday webinar. I forgot to cancel that. Usually I do the Motive Wave Wednesday, the Elliott Wave webinar. That can't even be right. Like, that's the fastest internet I think I've ever seen. Faster than my office internet. Alright, rental car. Now let's get moving. 14, a 15, a 16. It was so nice of the lady at the Payless. There's like no cars because of all the hurricanes. She's like, she was very nice. I think it was a man, but she's very nice. She's like, sweetie, I'm gonna take care of you.
Oh, I know.
So she got me this car. She's like, one-way car rentals, not happening right here. She goes, I'm gonna take care of you. I would say it's about accurate. Touchdown, city still in my mind. How can you not listen to Zach Brown when you're in Georgia? So I'm driving up to Elliott Wave offices. I gotta stop off, put some decent looking clothes on. All right, let's roll. We're ready. I was just in the car reviewing some of the questions. He's a smart dude. I gotta up my game here. But you know what? I'm trying to bring, not like show the complexity of it, but kind of bring it to the everyday trader. Like, and I include myself in that. So there's Gainesville. Very cute town. I will periodically check. Great, thanks. And just that's why I was asking about if the camera's okay in the shot. Don't worry about my Don't worry about my shot. Don't worry about your shot. It's fine. I like it.
It's a little real.
It's real.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want this to be.
Okay.
This isn't gonna be a corporate,
Right.
1, 2, 3. Bob, thank you very much for having me. It's amazing to be here in Gainesville, Georgia.
It's great to meet an energetic, smart guy who's doing Elliott Waves. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you. So I'm good.
Really appreciate it. So, boy, where do I start? I mean, literally, for me, being almost nervous sitting here talking to somebody, I've spoken to everybody in the financial world. So
I'm a scary guy.
He's very nice. He's very tall, but he's very nice. And we actually, I didn't know this. I'm embarrassed to say that we were born about 50 miles from one another, upstate New York.
That's incredible, yeah.
How does an upstate New York boy find himself in Gainesville, Georgia, being a financial genius?
It was the only direction to come. What can I say?
Yeah, yeah.
I was born in Schenectady.
So, first question is a hard-hitting one right off the bat.
Yeah.
Okay. I know 4 analysts who make their living in the Elliott Wave world. I very humbly include myself in there. I have a long way to go. But as far as I know, all 4 of them play drums. And why is that?
I have no idea.
You play drums, correct?
Yeah. In fact, I was professional at it for 4 years before I got into finance, yeah.
Really?
Out of college.
What kind of music were you playing?
We were playing typical late 60s, early 70s stuff. We even did an album. There's a CD of it.
Really?
Yeah.
So let me ask you, in your 40 years of doing the Wave Principle, obviously market conditions have changed. Price dynamics, volatility, ranges with the onset of algos and HFTs. How have you seen price characteristics impact the way that you're looking at the market through the lens of the Wave Principle now?
Honestly, I don't think there have been any fundamental changes in the market. They're all peripheral. They all have to do with how people go about speculating. You know, am I going to speculate with this new thing called an option, or this new thing called a futures contract on the index, or this new thing called an ETF?
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll make computer programs. People say, well, won't that mess up Elliott Waves? I said, no, because they program all their own ideas into the programs. That's what they would do anyway,
are built into.
if they could do. Yeah. Well, the human decision making, which is not necessarily based on the right approach. A great example is stops. So they said, well, if something happens, we got to use the stop. That means it just means they would sell into weakness, like everybody else.
Yeah.
In 3 of 3.
Interesting.
On the way down, 3 of 3 of C.
Yeah.
And the same thing true on the way up.
I have to put you on the spot here. Do you know what October 19th is?
Oh, it's the anniversary of the '87 crash.
And you had quite a profile bump there in 1987. So let's talk about that.
That was the end of my heyday period because I managed to get a sell recommendation out on the 5th of October, which was the rally back.
Yep.
And not quite at the highs of August, but very close to it. I mean, that was one of the strongest short-term to intermediate-term tops I've ever seen. I said, everybody primary degree, get out. And I didn't know it was going to crash.
Okay.
And I don't want to claim that I did.
Okay.
But we knew to get out. And man, it was great.
There were some heavy-hitting young hedge fund managers who were short from
one in particular who's very famous, but I don't want to mention his name, and I don't think he wants to be mentioned in that context. But yeah, he made a lot of money. And he was watching the Elliott Wave situation at the time, so that was great.
And you would have sold the market beginning on Friday when you had range expansion, a record nominal down day, and also record volume. The one bad thing is that this afternoon, Prechter on his hotline will unequivocally come out, not unequivocally, but I would say the odds are over 95% that he'll come out and say that the bull market is over, and then we're now beginning a major league bear market.
Are you trying to play this down move at all?
We've traded it heavily for the past 2 weeks, and that's the only comment that I'll make.
And he was watching the Elliott Wave situation at the time, so that was great.
But he, who we won't mention, is saying it in the Market Wizard's book. A lot of the reason he attributes his success is because of the Elliott Wave Principle.
Yeah.
And here we are, 30 years later, with a very elevated market. Bob and I were laughing earlier. We were saying this was just going to be kind of an informal, fun interview, but it could wind up being quite historic.
Either historic or hysterical, we say, yeah.
Before you answer, there's one more thing I'm going to push. I'm going to say, I have a quote from Soros in the New York Times saying Prechter's reversal on the market was part of the contributing factor to the.
Right.
Soros is saying you had an influence on the '87 crash.
He did, and that's completely wrong, and I can prove it. We got some excitement left. We got a few surprises left for people.
Awesome.
Maybe you're going to be part of that future.
I'd love to be.
Seems like you already are.
Thank you very much, Bob.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Thanks
you.
again.
Yep.
Wow. That was great.
That was good.
I had a lot. I hope it was okay. I know
that was great.
A lot more. We just got done with the interview. Amazing interview. Thank you very much, Bob.
My pleasure.
And he just casually invited me to dinner. He's thinking about if that was a bad decision or not. YouTube, Mr. Bob Prechter.
The more I get to know this guy, the more I think it's a very bad idea.
It probably is. Thank you very much. As if this day couldn't get any better, I just spent an hour with Bob Prechter, and now I get Elliott Prechter, Bob's son. What's up, man?
Hi, how's it going?
Good, good. He's doing fine work in cryptocurrencies, and he's coming up with E-Wave software. When are we going to be able to see that?
I don't know. I mean, default answer has always been about a year from now, but it's been
It's
that
always
way
been-
for a while.
Okay.
But I don't know. We keep making iterative improvements, so there'll be another version in probably 6 months or so, and then there'll be another version after that. But the big question is when we get out of beta, and I think that's the one that's the default answer is always, a year from now.
Did your dad make you get into the family business, or did you kind of attract towards it?
Not even remotely. I mean, I basically had no idea financial markets even existed, I think, until around 2007.
Yeah.
It was actually right around the top in that time when I realized, I had my first job, and I thought I need to put my money somewhere, right? So I'm putting it in T-bills and the Prudent Bear Fund.
Yeah.
That was pure luck, right at the top. But
That was
that's what triggered
2007?
in my mind. Yeah, right around then. Of course, we had a very clear 5 waves down as well. So it was like, to me, it would just hit. I entered at a very lucky time in a sense for it to be. Where the wave principle was very, very clear and very active in the stock markets, because not all periods are that clear. Some are very clear and others are kind of more murky, but that was a particularly clear impulse the whole way down. So it was a good time to get hooked.
Like father, like son.
And with a crack of his whoopee tail, the beast was done.
All right, so, yeah, thanks for taking me to your house, Stanko.
Thanks for crashing it.
Dude, how about that place? Stanko, you guys are going to see more of this guy, you watch.
Cheers.
Help me get my wife to Nashville. Like, I got to get her out of Jersey. Like, take me out. Save me.
I thought you were going somewhere completely different with that.
No, I'm just going to Nashville. Right now, I'm just going to Nashville.
You said I gotta get my wife to fuck. I'm like, no.
So we are after the bar, and we're back at Brian's place. I think I'm going to be his ass in some... What's that sport again where we hit the ball against the...
Racquetball.
Racquetball, thank you.
Handball.
Handball.
Is even more fun, which I haven't learned yet.
Most beautiful place I've been in a good long while. But look at this. Stanko, we got to work on your work area here. We need to get some monitors here. We need to pump him up. Dude, I'll set you up, Mr. Bartender.
I just want 2 monitors together. That'll
Dude.
even be impressive.
We're going to set you up with at least 6. Brian and my wife, Trish, went to high school together, and they were good friends.
Smoked old fashioned.
That's nice. Life's tough, huh?
It's very tough being retired at 36.
But he's not retired. He's just starting. We talked all night.
I'm starting something new.
We talked earlier about next steps. I feel like you guys should probably subscribe to him.
To my non-existing channel as of now.
Look below, and you're gonna see his link. Like, why are you different from any other guy?
What we built is a platform that anyone else could build, like with any other model. You're just basically finding a product that provides value. That product is obviously going to be marked up, and you got to find a way to promote that product. It's as simple as that. I think there's tons of other people out there like myself, but like what pushes me is like the fact that like we just like my wife, like we just don't stop. Like we're like constantly driving and pushing and just constantly working. So it's like that alpha male combativism that we have with each other, but that drives the business. That's why we work so well together. Like we're, as much as we butt heads together, it sucks working with your wife and it sucks for her working with me. But at the same time, like for the business, it ends up being like a perfect compliment. I'm just a normal guy. Like the only thing that I say like that separates me from other people is the fact that I'm willing to risk, I'm willing to work, and I'm willing to just put in that extra drive that other people aren't. But like anyone can do this. It's like it's not. Everyone says the same thing. It's just not rocket science. It's like you just have to put in the work.
This is what it's about. Like seriously, just working hard, getting what you guys want. Like I stress this all the time on the channel. Like if you want something, get off your ass and fucking do it.
We're here to play a little racquetball.
I challenge you to a duel. Can you catch these?
Devil went down to Georgia and he was looking for soul steel. He was in a bind, he's way behind.
Sport, you gotta try harder.
I don't think I can go on, Mr. Gecko.
Let's go, buddy. Push yourself. Finish out the game.
Willing to make a deal. When it came across some boys sawing on a fiddle and playing it hot, and the devil jumped up on a hickory stump and said, boy, let me tell you what. Guess you didn't know it, but I'm a fiddle player too. And if you care to take a dare, well, I'll make a bet with you. You play pretty good fiddle, boy, but you give the devil his due. How about a fiddle of gold against your soul? I think I'll bet. My name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'll take the bet you're gonna regret it. Johnny rising up in bold, playing fiddle hard. It's Saskatchewan in Georgia, and the devil deals in cars.
Hey traders, Todd Gordon here with TradingAnalysis.com. I'm out again in the trading nation here, but I'm keeping a close eye on Apple. Apple broke down pretty sharply here, and it looks like we want to go back and retest some lower levels in Apple. So let's put a short on for CNBC's Trading Nation. I'm Todd Gordon. Good luck at that trade. God, we had fun last night. Stanko and I, boy, we got after playing racquetball and stuff. It was a good time. So now I'm going to Tennessee, and I'm actually going to go meet my new marketing team. So we're going to have a little bit of a meeting, which is cool. Just kind of plan for the future, and go meet my old buddy Morgan and Sabrina. Sabrina used to work for with me at Forex.com, and we always stayed friends. And I got to know her husband Morgan. He's awesome. And I'm going to see those guys, and then we're going to go. I have a meeting Friday morning with the realtor. I'm going to go look at about 6 houses in Nashville. I don't know if I've told you guys yet that we're thinking about moving there. I don't know if Trish wants to leave. Actually, I know Trish doesn't want to leave Jersey, but taxes are huge. No state income tax, and the property tax is like 20% of what it is in Jersey, like massive. When you take that money and apply it towards principal, like it's unbelievable. So, and it's a pretty nice area. So I'll tour around. I'll take some shots of the houses we're looking at and throw them in the vlog. Why not, right? I mean, if they're not my houses, can I put them in a vlog? Maybe it's okay. Those things are huge. Like, what machine would take tires that big? Like, does anybody know? Like, tell me in the comments below. Those things are huge. Speaking of YouTube, what's up, guys? Say hi to Kyle. He is the genius behind my new marketing company, which is right there. Thanks for having me, man.
Thanks for having me.
You guys are going to hear a lot from this guy. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to get you, if you're not involved in the business yet, this man right here is going to get you involved.
There we go.
Here, come check the office. We got a nice setup here.
Devil finished and Johnny said, you're pretty good, old son. Sit down in that chair there, let me show you how it's done. He flicked fire on the mountain, run, boys, run. Devil's in the house of the rising sun. Chicken in the bread, man, picking out dough.
Good morning. Just got done doing the member video. We have some SPY, SPX positions, some butterflies that are doing pretty well. Got to take profits on them. And getting up, I'm going to go meet the realtor, and he's going to take me around and look at some houses. Let's go.
In the bread, man, picking out dough. it all by no child, no, no. Devil bowed his head now because he knew that he'd been beat. He laid that golden fiddle down on the ground at Johnny's feet. Johnny said, devil, just come on back if you ever want to try it again. I done told you once, you son of a bitch, I'm the best there's ever been.
Probably a man after your own heart.
Oh, there we go. That's a trader.
Yeah.
Granted that all by no child, no, no.
Yeah, let's go. We saw some houses. We got to keep looking. Beautiful area back in Nashville, and maybe we're gonna go meet Sabrina Morgan. Maybe misbehave a little bit. Enjoy my last little vacation day.
Don't use that word. It's a bad word.
Bad word. Okay.
Bad word.
Cool. It was good though. Thanks for taking me around, bro.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right.
My pleasure.
Okay. This is.
No, wait. Don't do it because I am supposed to be at work right now.
This isn't gonna come out for like a month, 2 months. Come on.
So weird.
Yes. So
Where now?
this is like first class service. I got a blonde chick picking me up at the hotel, take me around. YouTube, say hi to Sabrina, one of my oldest friends from Forex.com, which some of you viewers might remember. Forex.com. She was like the top saleswoman, and my wife and Sabrina wound up being really good friends. I wound up being really good friends with her husband. They live in Nashville, so thanks for taking me around.
Sounds great.
This girl right here is a superstar. She came from Brazil, D1 tennis player at Ole Miss, and she like hangs out with Eli Manning in college.
Yes,
So thanks, Sabrina, for picking me up.
sounds great. Let's roll.
Let's roll.
Paw Patrol is on the road.
Devil went down to Georgia and he was looking for soul steel. When he was in a bind, he's way behind, he's willing to make a deal. When he came across some boy, sawing on a fiddle and playing it hot, and the devil jumped up on a hickory stump and said, boy, let me tell you what.